It's so dark. Okay, maybe it's not that dark. Welcome back to Divination and Democracy, people. I started this early September. It's almost the end of the month. I've had so many adventures and magical happenings that I just have not got back to this stream. So here I am again. My name is Gina Maria Opalescent. I am a international psychic reader and teacher, and I've had so many wildlife experiences, and I'm just here to give you a little update on what's been happening. And as you can see, I'm a little more what I call real and raw, so nothing no enhancements, let's say. This is me. Here you go. So when I last talked to you, I was in Sedona for a workshop that was absolutely out of this world. And I was able to meet so many people that I'm in class with. I'm in a psychic development class because I've studied oracles for years and years and years and years. I think like 8 years. And all of a sudden I ran into this woman. Her name is Tana Newberry. And she really offered a program to start to enhance your psychic abilities. And I can tell you I am blown away by what I'm learning and the things that I'm able to tap into and the mediumship stuff I'm able to do and working with timelines and all different kinds of things. When someone like presents an object, I can get a reading from an object on a Zoom call. Are you kidding me? Anyway, it's really fun, really great, and I'm really excited about it. So I've got a lot more stuff to present in the future, and I'm working on my website. That's why we were there. We're doing photo shoots and videos and all kinds of good stuff that you'll be seeing at some point. So I drove back from Sedona to Santa Fe, where I live. That was like 6 hours. I had this really bad habit. I get in, I drive until I get to the next place and get out. Anyway, I did have to stop to get gas, but that's it. So that was fun. Drive 6 hours straight. I got home late on Monday night, brought in my stuff that I needed to bring in, and crashed. I was so tired. Got up the next day, did a load of wash. I was kind of in a zone for a day, and I didn't really do very much. The next day, I started packing, and on Thursday morning, I left to go to Denver. Actually, outside of Denver. It's called Evergreen. So I have a friend, well, I have several friends that are in kirtan bands, but I have a friend that was at a festival in Evergreen, Colorado. Another 6 hours. I mean, it was just like the same. One was 6 hours, 4 minutes, and the other one was 6 hours, 5 minutes. Anyway. So I drove to Evergreen, and I was able to connect with my friend Ryan Hayter, who is a kirtan singer and a yoga teacher, and he does a whole bunch of amazing things. And while I was there and meeting again a whole bunch of fabulous, amazing people, I said, I'm just going to do a lap and go around and look at all the stands, right? So I was going around, and the first stand there was no one there. The second stand there was no one there. The third stand there was this woman, and I felt really like a click with her right away. I'm like, there's something special here. So she designs these amazing clothes, and she was showing me her signature piece. And it's kind of a yoga top, but it's got a hoodie on it. It was really cool. And as she's spinning around and showing it to me, I'm like, wait a minute, that looks like a kaleidoscope. She's like, yeah, my husband makes kaleidoscopes. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I love kaleidoscopes. They're so cool. Color, energy, light. What more could I want, right? So she says, oh, I have a couple right over here. And I'm like, well, it's kind of hard because my hands are really weird. They don't function like everyone else's. I say they look normal and they move kind of normally, but it feels like I'm wearing, snowmobile gloves with sandpaper on the inside rubbing back and forth, so they really hurt. Anyway, and sometimes I can't feel very well, so I'm always dropping stuff, and the last thing I want to do is drop a kaleidoscope. So I decided to look at her kaleidoscopes, but have her help me, and she was just so sweet about it. So I'm looking into this kaleidoscope. I've got my eyeballs on, I'm turning the wheel, and as I'm looking fascinated, like, oh, this is so amazing, I love these are amazing, I tell her there's this really cool store in Sedona. It's actually a gallery in Sedona that has kaleidoscopes. She goes, yeah, we exhibit there. And I'm like, oh my God, of course. So she proceeds to tell me the story. There are only about 10 active kaleidoscope builders in the whole United States. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I've been to Sedona a whole bunch of times, and every time I go, I try to go to that place. One time, my youngest kid almost dropped one. I swear to God, it was a $700 kaleidoscope. I almost had a panic attack at that moment, but he caught it, so that was good. No fumble fingers that day. Whew! So that was interesting. And then we talked, and I was just really interesting. She was a very interesting person, and shoot, I should have grabbed her book. It's out on my couch. Anyway, so I had a reading with her. She developed an oracle deck with kaleidoscopes on it. So that was fun and interesting and really cool. And I got an absolutely fabulous, great message from her. And when I went to give her, we exchanged cards, and I'm looking at her card. Her name is Leilani. I'm looking at her card, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wait, what's this last line? A call to the Antarctic. I'm like, what's this? And she goes, oh, I wrote a book about my father. I'm like, okay, yeah, and my father was on a ship with Admiral Byrd. I almost fainted. When my youngest kid was about, I want to say 8 years old, I don't know how old they were. Mom, please, can I have this? Can I have this? Please, I want it so bad. Can you get it for me? I'm like, what is it? And it was The Diary of Admiral Byrd on Amazon. I'm like, Who's Admiral Byrd? He went inside the world, Mom. He was an explorer. And I'm like, oh, great. Wow, that sounds really exciting. I'm like thinking to myself, if I get this for this kid, maybe they'll leave me alone for a few minutes, because they were always, Mom, 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 Mom. I remember when they were 3 years old. Mom, do you know how many miles there are from Jupiter to Pluto? I was just like, oh my God, you're 3, please. It was overwhelming. This kid was very overwhelming. Anyway, got them the Diary of Admiral Byrd. And so now here I am in a place I've never been before in Evergreen, Colorado, at one stand, and I find the maker of the kaleidoscopes and the daughter of someone who went on who knew Admiral Byrd. I was like, my life is so incredibly magical, I can hardly believe it. So that was really, really interesting. And I'll tell you the second part of that story later. So then the next day, Ryan gave a workshop, a yoga workshop. I am not a yogini, okay? I mean, it's very hard to be a yogini from a chariot. You can see my chariot. I say I'm a chariot driver, people. You already saw my chariot maybe in the first video. If not, go back and look at it, okay? So anyway, that was a really amazing workshop, and I learned how to breathe and do some actual movement with my body and stack the muscles of your spine on top of each other. It's really, really interesting. I still want the video of that. If you have it, Ryan, if it's available, I would love to get it, because I need a refresher, a reminder, and I love to have how to do that so I can remember. It takes me more than one time to remember it. The next day, there was actually this whole weekend, the Awake Festival had 150 workshops. So it was amazing. You had to pick and figure, and there were all these different stages. It was great. So the next day, there was a workshop by a woman named R.R. Shakti, and she has her PhD in archetypes and in dream work and mythology, and it was amazing. And we're doing this meditation at the main stage under the tent. And before I had decided to go to this, probably about a month before this, I really was looking for a good way to get in touch with my spirit guides. So it was something that I bought a book on it, and I have another book somewhere on it, on how to contact them, but it was something in the back of my psyche, right? So one part of this presentation that she was doing, we were doing this meditation, and all of a sudden, in the middle of this meditation, I hear this voice, and here are these beings standing all around me, and they say, "We are the band of 8. And I see this like angelic presence in front of me with these huge wings, these I call them, of course, opalescent, shimmering wings, and just beautiful. And I'm like, I said, do you come all together, or can I call on you separately? Because I knew they were my spirit guides, right? They're like, no, we are one, the band of 8. But each entity, if you will, had a different name. So I'm in the middle of this meditation. I'm like, oh my God, I got to write this down. I'll never remember, right? So I pull it out and I start like getting the energies. I didn't hear all of their names, but I knew there was in front of me the angelic presence. I said, can you tell me your name? And he said, I am opalescent love. And I was just like, of course you are. I'll tell you the story about my name in a different episode, but that was opalescent love right in front of me. And then everyone was in a circle, but there was one that was kind of further in the back. And I was like, who's that? And they go, that's self-doubt. They're not supposed to be front and center. They're supposed to be in the background. I'm like, okay, that makes total sense. Got it. And I made note of that. And there was, let's see, there was courage, self-love, stability, the goddess of wisdom, and the warrior goddess. I know that's only 7, but that's as far as I got in this meditation before we came out. So that was really wild and interesting. And then Shakti finishes up her presentation and she starts to say, I travel and I do workshops all over the place. And if anyone is from Santa Fe, I'm going to be in Santa Fe next weekend. I'm like, holy camole, are you kidding me? So I went and talked to her afterwards and told her I was going to be in Santa Fe, and we connected. And then after I came back here, on Monday I came back, I got in touch with her and signed up for one of her workshops, went and had a fabulous, amazing brunch at the Four Seasons here in Santa Fe. And we really got to talk a lot. So I'm very excited about that connection. And I can't wait to see her and talk to her again. We'll see what else she has in store for us, right? Okay, so that was Denver, or a lot of Denver, right? What else have I been up to? Oh, yeah, I'm in a program to get on a TEDx stage. And yesterday I got the title for my talk approved. I'm just going to click off on here for a second. I hope I don't lose you or anything, but I don't think I will. And the title for my TEDx talk is going to be, where is it? Scroll. No, I'm back to the top. Hang on. It is going to be Demystifying Disability Hiring Practices, a Solution to Worker Shortages. What do you think of that? I think it's fabulous. We'll see. Anyway, that's just the first step. I have to do all these other steps and prepare these programs, and my lighting's going as it's getting a little darker here. Oh, wow. And I have to get off in a few minutes because I have another call. But so that is the name of the TEDx thing, and I've got a lot of work to do before I'm going to be actually on a TEDx stage, but I'm going to do it. So stay tuned. And the last big thing that I've been working on is a group of people here in Santa Fe that I've connected with from the disability community. are putting together a round table for I think there's 10 or 11 different candidates for city council. So we've got the venue, we've got the date, we've got the time. Now we need to start putting all the other pieces together. I've got to write a letter to the council members inviting them. Hopefully they will be on board, and we will have a forum, a round table, asking them different questions that have to do with disability services and updating the city and getting everything all more accessible than it is. It's actually not too bad for being the oldest city in the country, but oh, the ice cream truck is here. Every day in my neighborhood, the ice cream truck comes through. So, and I have my front door open so you can hear it clearly. You probably won't be able to hear it, but I can. Anyway, so those are my projects for now. And I'm designing my website in my class with Tana. I'm waiting for my pictures, probably somewhere around, I'm going to say by mid-October, I'm hoping to have it all up and ready. So that's what's happening, and stay tuned for more stories and more adventures, okay? Take care. Bye.